Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 24 Creator Team here with Brabham on the PS5. It is round 20? Yes, round 20 tonight. We are heading to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez for the Mexican Grand Prix. And as the headline on the stream says, time is running out for Kimi if he wants to try and take this title away from Oscar. He is trailing by quite a substantial number of points, 86 points behind. There are only 5 rounds to go, although 2 of those are sprints. It's still a good chunk of points, but he needs Oscar to start dropping big points and quickly if he's going to have any hope of stealing the title. Those 5 races where George was in the car instead of Kimi have certainly put paid, I think, to any chance Kimi had of winning the title this year. And maybe next year as well, because we are hopefully going to poach him at the end of this year when we move to Ferrari and stick him in one of our red cars. And I don't know if the car's going to be good enough to challenge. The team that we are leaving behind, Cadillac, will become sole owners of the team at the end of the season, and they will become an AI team. How you doing, Army? Good to see you. Let's see. We are on the day of the Grand Prix. Let's have a quick look in our inbox. We have a weather forecast to look at, and it'll be quite cool on Sunday. That'll help with tyre wear. Quite warm in practice. Take a look at our cars. Do we have spare parts? Oh, plenty of spare parts. That should hopefully get us through the rest of the season without the need to build anything else. I want to start building up some cash now, so I don't really want to have to make anything else. What I might have to start doing is downgrading parts on the cars just to get us through if we do have too much wear and tear or any breakages. Car performance looking a lot healthier than it did a few rounds ago, although we are still a little lower than I would like in the downforce, 17th in the medium and the high speed. Nice and in the middle there on the low speed. And speed and DRS are nicely in the middle as well now. So the car is more competitive than it was, and we put that to really good effect at COTA a couple of nights ago, where we came away with a double 1-2. Whether we can repeat that tonight or not, I just don't know, but maybe. It all come down to tyres above anything else. Let's take a quick look at Red Bull. There you see their car versus our car in terms of rankings, and these are the actual numbers. So the difference in low speed is 0.002 G. It's negligible. A little bit bigger in the medium and the high speed. They have a little bit more G than us there. But they've got a little bit of extra speed on us as well, about 0.4 kilometers an hour, just under that. We've got a slight edge. I do mean slight in acceleration. They have a slight edge in DRS. So while the rankings might suggest that we are a way off in some areas, we're actually not too far off the ultimate performance of that Red Bull. So it is going to come down to drivers. Charles is in amazing form right now. He's pumping in flying times in every Grand Prix. That Williams also pretty scary as a car. It's actually better than the Red Bull. Let's do a straight comparison between Red Bull and Williams. So there you can see the Red Bull has a better acceleration, has better cooling across tyres and engine, slightly lighter car, but it is behind in top speed, behind in DRS, in dirty air, and in downforce. And that's the difference there. So they're about 2.2 kilometers behind. They have got quite a healthy little advantage in the acceleration there. They're down about 4% in the DRS. They're down little bits in each of the downforce categories. They're down about 5% nearly in the dirty air. So Max is going to be a threat again as well. And potentially Gasly. Gasly not quite as good as Verstappen, and I don't think quite as consistent. But we've seen him qualifying well and certainly keeping himself up in that top 6 in the running quite frequently. So yeah, we will have to see how we do. Before we jump into the race, I did show you a new livery I'd worked on Wednesday, which was the UPS livery. Not UPS, sorry, FedEx. Where is it? There it is. There's the FedEx livery with a new FedEx logo instead of the camel. I have done another one today, and a video for that will be dropping in a little bit under an hour, and that is this one up. This is the DHL livery and logo, and I'm going to throw this one into the vote as well as to what livery this team will be running in our absence from next year onwards. Full tutorial for the DHL logo will be going live in a little under an hour on the channel. There'll be some good pics on Reddit as well if you want to see in a bit more detail. But there is the DHL car, which I think actually looks really nice, and I think I kind of prefer that to the FedEx personally. I don't know, just it looks a little bit more like a race car to me, as silly as it sounds. But I do really like that, and it's that really bright, bold yellow. It kind of ties in with a camel livery that we've been running this year. Helps maintain a little bit of the identity from the sale. So I personally am leaning towards the DHL car, but I will throw it open to a vote as to whether it's the Cadillac livery, the DHL livery, or the FedEx livery for next season for this team. Obviously, we won't be here, so we need to lock that in at the end of the year before we move to Ferrari. But yeah, as I say, full tutorial will be going live in just under an hour, and I'll be posting some pics on Reddit during free practice as well with a link. Right, let me put that back for tonight. So we need to put the camel livery back on. There it is. And change the logo back. And change the driver suit back. There we go. I thought I'd changed the logo. I must have changed the same one again. There we go. Back to normal. Let's set our targets for tonight. 12th for Oscar and 16th for Kimi. We should absolutely breeze through those. Let's send them to Mexico.
We return once more to the hustle and bustle of Mexico City. The Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez is F1's highest altitude track at more than 2,000 meters above sea level. Teams are faced with thinner air around the track here, which includes 2 straights in the first sector. In the last round, we saw the perfect blending of strategy and performance lead to a well-earned win. But can they pull it off again here? There's nothing like a race weekend in Formula One.
There is the official DHL branding that you saw along the side of the track there. So a quick comparison, easily visible. How you doing, White Comic? Good to see you. Let's get our cars prepped for tonight. We're going to start by maybe taking the engines out. Let's have a look. No, we'll leave these engines in. These will be our, actually, that's our backup engine in case something goes wrong. We'll put the older ones in. Evening, Wayne. Still got 2 more gearboxes, so we'll just leave this one in. Try to reduce the amount of fatigue that they're going to pick up from too many part swaps. Evening, Dino. There we go. So cars are prepped with the right parts. Mexico's about 19 laps. We're going to stick to just the 15. And we'll drop our settings down as we always do. Oh, that was Kimmy's car. It's Oscar I've got to do. There we go. So, setup for Mexico. Sort of mid-high on the front wing, so in the 6-7 kind of range. Maybe a little higher, maybe a little lower, but usually between 6 and 7. Rear wing, probably a 13 and a half. I'm going to start with a 13 and a half. We'll go with a 6.5 on the front. Roll bar is usually towards the right, so anywhere from a 3.7 to a 1.9. I'm going to start with a 3.7 on this car. We'll go with a 3.3, and we'll drop that down to there, all the way down to 0. And we'll go a little bit different as we usually do for Kimmy's car. We'll go with a 7. We'll go with a 13. We'll go with a 1.9 on this car. We'll whack that all the way up, and we'll leave that in the middle.
Oscar, radio check.
Yep, radio check.
That's loud and clear.
Radio check.
Radio check.
Radio check, yep, loud and clear.
And we want to generate some temperature for this outlet.
Copy.
Nope. The HL video is ready now, so I'm going to push that live now. And then feel free to check that out later at the end of the stream or whenever. You like how Antonelli automatically gets lower radio quality because it uses F2 bits? Well, it's not always Antonelli. Sometimes it gives somebody else. I have no idea who, but there's no way that Antonelli's voice is that deep in some of those clips. So there's a bug somewhere in when it comes to selecting which audio to play. You'll probably hear it when we box them. If not during practice, then certainly during the race. Let's speed time up. Oh no, they certainly don't have audio for everything. In which case, they just put text up with no audio. But yeah, in this particular case, they've linked accidentally through a mistake in coding or just attaching the wrong, the wrong audio somewhere getting a crossed wire. It plays someone else's audio.
Balance check.
It is fine.
Yeah, roger that.
All right, let's have a look at our feedback. 90, not a bad start. And 85 for Oscar, so a little bit of work to do for both, but not too bad.
Yeah, copy that, Oscar.
And there we go. The DHL post now on Reddit. In fact, I will whack it in the chat for you. Let's have a look at what change we need to make. So that is going to be a 13 then, by the look of it. Let's bump that up to a 7. Let's push that up to a... I might leave it on a 7.3 actually. 3.7, not 7.3. Let's try pushing that out there a little bit and pushing that up. Let's go with that. See how we do with that. And for Kimmy, shouldn't need to do too much. That needs to be a 2.8. We just need to bring that back a little bit and push that up a little bit. I think that might be it. So we're looking at 78 and 80%. That's a nice starting point. Got a couple of rookies running, I think. Have a look. Yeah, Pepe Marti is running for Aston. I think that's it, actually. He's the only one. Yeah, just Pepe Marti, the only rookie running. It's a far cry from season 1, isn't it? Where rookies were running you know, most of the grid were running rookies for most of the season in FP1. We've had a lot less this season. No, Ferrari still don't have any rookies. We're going to have to change that next season. See if I can get Italian Jesus to come back to the team. Giovinazzi. Couldn't remember his name for a second there. All right, into the next session. 15 laps again.
Green light.
Oh, we won't be sticking him in the car. He'll be our reserve. He'll be our development driver if we can get him back, and he doesn't cost too much. I don't think he's had a main seat drive in this career file, which means if he hasn't, he'll be potentially willing to accept a reserve role. But if he has had one, I don't think he'll accept it. Could always try offering Schumacher one as well. He has had a drive because he drove with us, but he has degraded a bit since then. Ooh. Got to do the pace settings. There we go. Not sure if I can get away with a one stop here. Might have to two stop this one. Is it just RNG past a certain point? I don't know. No, I mean, I don't think so. I don't think they actually put that much effort into that system. It was a case of if someone has had a main drive seat, then they just refuse a reserve role because it's beneath them. Even though that's not what we see in reality. With Ricciardo accepting a reserve role, with Mick accepting a reserve role, you couldn't offer him one in 22 because he was driving for Haas. 23, he was in a reserve role for Mercedes, so you could sign him as a reserve, but there were no reserves. So,
Oscar, pit lane. Remember the pit lane speed limiter?
no, yeah, I think I can't remember. We didn't. We had. Did we have a reserve driver? We had a reserve driver, didn't we? So you could sign a driver as a reserve, but anyone who'd driven in a first team seat would not accept a contract. You know, it would be beneath them. Now you have affiliates, so you can sign multiple, and they gain progression, even if they're still racing in F2 and F3 and stuff, which is really good. But it just doesn't let you, as far as I know, unless they fixed it in a stealth patch note, because they never made any mention of it. You can't sign anyone as a reserve or as an affiliate who's had a main drive. It's just not acceptable to them. They turn it down. We're on a 2.8 here as well, so we'll push that up. We'll leave that like that. Just that little bit off. Don't really want to go that high. Let's go down a bit, maybe. I'm going to go with that, I think. We'll try that in the final session. It's only free in the sense, it's only on a temporary free in the sense that you've got a week to claim it. Once you claimed it, that's it. As far as I'm aware, I don't think Epic revoked the licenses. Didn't save any of the changes, did it? Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, I haven't actually played any of the games I've redeemed with Epic yet. But as far as I know, once you redeem it, it's like PlayStation Plus. It's yours forever. Although PlayStation Plus has the caveat of you must be an active PlayStation Plus member to play it. I think with Epic, you just get it free, and it stays free permanently if you claim it. Am I right in that, Wayne? Once you claim it on Epic, you get it for free permanently. You don't ever have to pay a license at a future point. Or it's on a timed thing. So yeah, reminder for everybody. F1 Manager 24 is currently available for free on the Epic Game Store until early Thursday next week. Might need to run a little bit longer on this final session just to make sure we do get up to 100%. So we'll whack in 20 laps of fuel. We're going to stick with mediums.
Green light. Might even have to send them back out again at the end of the 20 laps. Let's see what their feedback comes in as. 96%. Yeah, that's not going to be enough. So I'm going to call Antonelli in now. Yeah, there you go. How's the balance?
Oscar's at 97. I don't think that'll be enough. We'll call him in as well. At the very least, we can just refuel them.
Oscar pit lane.
But if I can nail the setup, that would be nice.
Pit lane speed limiter.
I'm going to go back to 6.5 on that one, I
Stop
think.
on the maps.
Yeah, 7.5's too much. So even if we don't get the setups to 100, letting them do this run now to the flag will make sure that with enough time on track, they'll get the car part knowledge up a little bit more, they'll get their track knowledge up, and that'll be more than enough we need to actually get them to 100% prep, whether we hit the setup on the head or not. Problem for a Ferrari. Joyous. More penalty parts potentially for those cars, which means more breaking the cost cap, more fines, even less money for us next year. I am dreading to see how much money we're going to have at the end of the when we start the season. Or rather, how little money I think we're going to have.
How long your tires?
Tyre temps are still low. Say what you'd like on the
97, it's close. We're up to 95 overall. That might actually go up slightly once we do get back to the pits. Nailed it with Oscar.
Okay, understood.
currently looking quite low.
Running more than I need to here with Oscar. So we'll let him come in. I'm going to keep Kimmy out for another couple of laps. Just want to get him up to 99. Now we'll call him in and just hope that that's going to be enough. There we go, 100% prep for Oscar. 100% prep for Kimmy. Didn't quite get the front wing right, not going to go chasing it. Just going to walk away. Don't need the 100% setup. We have the prep, that's the important stat. We're just going to hope that's enough. Said no engineer that uses maths ever. Well, I'm using the fact that we've hit the 100% prep. That's all we need. We can ignore the fact that we didn't quite set it right. This is the important stat here. And the boost we're getting from our reserve drivers is what we needed.
We're moving on now to the all-important qualifying session.
Mexico City's thin air presents a real test to teams during qualifying laps. Reduced downforce can mean tricky cornering and a test for keeping the power units cool around this track.
If we turn our attention to Pierre Gasly for a minute, Karun, how's he going to be feeling as qualifying approaches?
They had an excellent performance in practice, setting a solid lap time. They must be feeling confident. But confidence doesn't necessarily mean success in Formula One.
And you're right. Well, it's nearly time for qualifying.
Okay. 4 sets of softs available for both drivers, because we didn't use any during practice.
Green light.
Their car launch was today. Yes, I've seen a couple of pictures. They ran a special one-off livery, which apparently will not be using the same necessarily colours, but the sponsor placement is where they're going to be, I think. It's just they were desperate to show off the new Atlassian sponsor that they have as a title sponsor. So I wouldn't expect the actual livery to look too much different to what we saw today. Could be wrong. It could be completely different. It could be an all-new colour scheme, but I suspect.
Oscar, you've got a clear track ahead. So Oscar, happy to open a lap.
It will be a clear
All
run
clear ahead.
for Oscar.
And good to go.
Hopefully it'll be a clear run for Kimi. I've got a McLaren just leaving its pit box. Sauber won't be an issue. The McLaren will be really slow into the corner. There we go, no hold up. No, I didn't change the engine parts. I just realised. I just saw the red dots myself, and then the comment popped up, and I'm like, oh, shit. I realised about half a second before I saw the comment. Oh, that could be a pit lane start then. I hope it won't be.
Just get that delta negative, please. And we will box end of this lap.
Copy.
Evening, Packins. Not a great lap for Max. Although, I'm looking at Ocon. He's not where I thought he would be either. Charles hasn't set a time yet. He's on his lap now, and it's slower than us. Theoretically, we might be able to get away with these parts, but the reliability then becomes an issue.
We've got Ricciardo here in a spot of bother.
Oh, Danny Rick has put it in the wall. Just dropped it on the final corner. That's clumsy. And that'll do some damage to his powertrain, potentially. Ocon's popped up into P2. We're going to sit out the rest of the session. We're through.
And here we've got a yellow flag.
Surprise, surprise. Petit's having a spin. And I'm going to date myself now, but I can't say. I'm going to also... This is purely for the British viewers. I can't hear the word surprise, surprise now without hearing Cilla Black yelling, surprise, surprise, in the background. Has Hamilton retired? He has announced his retirement. He was let go by Ferrari at the end of the season because Ferrari went bust. Leclerc jumped to Red Bull. Hamilton wasn't re-signed. They dropped everybody from their driver pool inside two of the worst drivers ever on the cheapest contracts they could for one season only. And Hamilton has since announced his retirement, so he is leaving at the end of the game, at the end of this season. Alonso's already gone. He retired last year. Seems like a very Ferrari thing to do. Yeah, they went bust. Right, let's see. Yeah, these parts are locked. All right, so that's it. We're out qualifying. But the reliability is just too much of a risk. So, damn it. Pit lane starts.
It's almost time to get things going here in Mexico City as we settle down for 71 laps of breathtaking action.
We've seen some unbelievable action around the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez in the past. Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel had to fight off both Red Bull drivers only to be demoted off the podium in 2016 in what was a highly controversial moment.
Thin air at this elevation means less airflow around the car. Drivers could struggle with cooling their cars and themselves around Mexico City's track. It's a physical test of technology and human endurance alike. Race day has arrived, and the time has almost come for these drivers to fight it out, wheel to wheel.
So let's take a look at qualifying then. Max will start on pole position ahead of Charles Leclerc. Ocon in third, so the three fastest boys right at the front. Valtteri will start P4. He has been quick in that Sauber in the last half of the season. Ricciardo up in P5. Gasly P6. Norris in 7th. Pourchaire is 8th, but with a 3-place penalty for the collision he caused in the last race. Sainz is 9th. Iwata 10th. Then it's Sargent, Tsunoda, Zhou, Albon. And then we're starting from the pits. And then those guys should be starting in front of us. So it is going to be a 3-stop then. Sorry, a 2-stop. Let's start on the mediums and go medium to soft to soft. Let's take 2 laps of fuel out, I think. And we will head to the start of the Mexican Grand Prix.
The anticipation is really building here. The fans in attendance are absolutely buzzing with excitement. Sauber's driver, focused on the race ahead.
9th is a fairly good grid position. If they make the right calls, they could well score some points.
And the time has come. Let's go racing. What will happen next? We're about to find out at the Mexico City Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Max gets away well. Leclerc having a look. We are off and running. We should catch the back of the pack really quickly here, as everyone concertina's in the middle of the lap. Oh, Max has made a break. Made a very early break. And there we go, we are on the back of the pack.
So next car will be Piastri, gap 0.6.
You can see the gap opening up already, look, 1.5 seconds. Oscar already all over the back of the Ferraris, trying to find a way through. The Ferraris already have been dropped, just about by Checo. DRS will switch on at the end of the lap for lap 2. That will be the first of the 2 DRS zones we actually get it in, because it's a double DRS off the first detection point.
DRS enabled. DRS.
0.4. 0.8.
And there is the ability on the braking to easily slot past Mori. He's up next. Piastri will get DRS, but so will Petit. Antonelli, though, will have a nice DRS advantage over Mori here, who does not have it.
Push and hold it, overtake.
As Piastri does get through. Ooh, and they get squeezed. Antonelli might get the DRS if he's lucky. I don't think he... maybe. Pushed him just in case he could. No, he didn't. Damn it.
Use overtake.
So the Ferrari actually overtakes us. And yet we still come out to the chicane ahead of him. Ferrari becomes Williams 2019. That's a little unfair to Williams 2019. At least that Williams team could, occasionally look at like scoring a point or two. This Ferrari team hasn't come close. Certainly going to have our work cut out to whip them back into shape. That's the ironic thing. Ferrari have actually got a pretty decent car. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's not horrendous. It's not the worst car on the grid by a long way, but the driver lineup is so bad that it just negates all of the improvements they've made this year.
Recharge on is good.
I am trying.
Keep your head down.
Alright, let's see. We are 14 seconds off the lead. Charles has hipped away from Max. We have a yellow flag. Lock up for Logan. There he is.
Now this is Logan Sargent. Oh, all right so far. The brakes couldn't cope, but that's just the risk you take. The later you leave it.
Kept it out the barrier. Yeah, Sargent's actually been pretty decent for Alpine this year. It was a surprise return to the grid. He's done quite well. He has been outscored by Zhou, but only just.
Recharge on.
That would be quite funny if it wasn't for the fact that Alpine are aggressively French and therefore use kilometres per hour.
Yeah, he did get DRS.
Oh, crowd cheering. That's a lock-up maybe? Maybe not. Just a crowd cheering. Maybe it's because Perez is coming through, I don't know.
Use overtake.
Copy.
We are losing time. Stuck behind here. I mean, we're only 13 seconds off the lead, so we've actually clawed back a second, but we could be quicker than everybody today, given how well we did in Q1 with really worn engine. We're effectively running an almost brand new engine tonight at 94%, so still completely full power. And with our drivers getting overtakes in, they are getting that nice little confidence boost they need as well. Let's keep them at peak confidence for a nice long period of time. It's not necessarily the worst thing starting from the back of the grid if you have a good car, because you can just keep that peak confidence nice and high as you work your way through the grid. But you can see that there is a gap that's opened up between Norris and Ricciardo of 4 seconds. That will be a little bit harder to reel in.
Okay, use deploy.
And overtake is available.
Both cars should hopefully pick off Van Dorn. Antonelli had to sit and wait. Hopefully he'll get him hit. Getting our mediums out of the way. Let's see what else everyone else is doing as well. We've got Ricciardo on hards. The Williams runners or drivers are on mediums, as is Iwasa, Perez, Mori and Sargent. Everybody else on the softs. So that's going to give us, especially over the Red Bulls, a nice tyre advantage.
Is very, very difficult.
Still plenty of opportunities.
The recharge on is good.
Gonna need a lap of charging, I think, to get the battery back up a bit. Gap now between Norris and the the Mercedes has gone up to 5.5 seconds. Still around about 13 seconds behind them.
Level of management.
Eyewear is fine and sitting nicely on the predicted line there. Stoffel picks up an issue behind us.
Deployment didn't work.
Actually got a little bit of audio from Stoffel there. I wasn't expecting that.
Copy that.
Evening, Mike. The gap's come down to 11 seconds. Getting pretty crowded in front of us.
Overtake available.
Yep.
Try and get past Joe.
Tyre temperature management looking very good.
Should get him up the inside here. He's not got a slipstream to fall into.
You are currently P14. That is Stroll ahead. And the car behind is John.
And that's Antonelli getting through as well. So, we're up to 14th and 15th. Not bad. Both drivers making up 7 places.
So it's currently P15. So Piastri next car. Gap 0.7. Car behind is Joe. Gap 0.5.
Got a nice little run here. It's going to come down to braking.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Definitely got the braking right there.
And recharge on.
Now have to rebuild the batteries again. So, Porsche still in 12th. Not really making any progress in this race. Max is back in front again and is now 2 seconds clear of Ocon.
I'm losing a bit of power in the straights.
Not looking good for Checo in his home race. But then that's not a surprise.
Use overtake.
And Max is looking to try and break away now.
Has DRS.
Has a tyre wear advantage. Leclerc's soft tyres in pretty good shape. Ocon's, as usual, are in much worse shape. Gasly's mediums are pretty rough as well. If he's going to go medium soft or medium soft medium, may even go to a set of hards at this point. Checo could drive on 3 wheels and then engine on fire, 20 seconds behind last place, and the crowd would still cheer for him. Probably. He is insanely popular in Mexico. That's why I would not be at all surprised to see him on the grid in 26 driving for Cadillac. The commercial tie-ins there for GM pushing into the Mexican market with Perez would be huge.
Okay, Stroll has DRS just.
Yeah, covered.
Wasser does not have any DRS, so he's easy pickings for both us and Stroll. Antonelli will probably get him on this next straight as well. Maybe not, or maybe. Yes, he does. Or does he? He's going to go around the outside. Oh, it's Valtteri. Oh, wow. Valtteri's tyres are dead, look. 36%. What happened to Valtteri? Is it just tyres? Is that why he's fallen down the order? It might be. But that's a long way to have fallen.
Gap 0.8. He has DRS. More lift and
Save
coast.
a little bit of fuel. Still a good chance we might get a safety car at some point, but we've gone 15 laps and we're still 2 kilos over. We'll just take a few tenths of a kilo out.
DRS. Pack is high. Recharge on.
A little bit of a struggle for Sainz as well.
Yeah, copy.
We'll have overtake available.
And that is Valtteri into the pits. Not surprising given the state of those softs.
let's go.
And he is going for hard tyres.
P13. So ahead of you, you've got Stroll.
Our first pit stop of the day, it is. Piastri now up into the points in 10th. Antonelli a little bit further behind. He's got caught out with some of the overtaking. And Ocon is in. First of the front runners. He's going on to a set of mediums. Decent stop, nothing spectacular. See where he feeds out. He's going to be really slow into turn one, but the next car behind is going to be the Ferrari, so yeah, 17th place.
Sweet.
Meanwhile, Oscar up into 7th place now.
Lovely stuff.
Okay, well done, Oscar.
Antonelli up into 11th.
Good job. So that is currently P11. So car ahead is Stroll. Gap 1.2. Overtake will be available. So happy to drop a little.
Now Norris boxes. Max is now 4 seconds clear at the front. He is, I think, going to be the car to beat tonight. Mediums for Lando. Will he get out in front of Ocon?
Good job. Very good stuff. That's P5. .5.
Oh, it almost got him at the end of the straight. Oscar to P5 now, behind Danny Rick. And we have a yellow. Who has spun out? I'm going to have a guess and say... Oh, I was going to say Petit, but it was Mori. It was a Ferrari.
We're watching the Ferrari. That's it. That's the spin. And there'll be words had after this, I'm sure.
And now Gasly's in. So Gasly running mediums. Let's see what he goes on to.
It is Gasly.
Another set of mediums.
Overtake available.
Petit's been abysmal this season. He spins at least once every race at this point. Right, this is where it gets a little bit trickier. T is in. Mazepin's spiritual successor. Oh no, he makes Mazepin look good. Logan Sargent in the pits as well. Both of them rejoin the track. Into turn one now.
Oscar's now just 8.5 seconds away from the leaders. Max hits the pits, and so does Charles. That puts Oscar into the lead. Antonelli up into P3.
So Stroll has pitted.
Mediums for Leclerc, hards for Max. There is Ocon. And Ocon gets him into turn 1, and so does Zhou, but he's out in front of Norris. Leclerc has been jumped by Gasly, so Leclerc's lost out with the undercut.
Recharge on.
Ricciardo suddenly looking like he's starting to push. Second I go into harvesting.
And a reminder for the recharge button.
He's not going to be boxing anytime soon. He's still got a fair bit of life in his tyres.
Oscar, we are P2.
There's Kimi. Now Murray's in. So Zhou is the only other driver apart from us and Ricciardo yet to stop. And he may come in at the end of this lap. Might go another one. Oh, and Perez. I forgot about Perez. Definitely holding up Leclerc. He's staying out though. Yeah, Ricciardo is pulling away from us. But then he's pushing his tyres harder than we are. We still have a little way to go yet, so we can't really push our tyres too much. Maybe push Antonelli's a little bit. Let's see if we can get Antonelli closer. Oh,
Let's give it everything we got.
bit of cheer from the crowd. That sounded almost like a mistake somewhere. Yep, there we go.
Let's take a
Checo
closer
running
look.
wide.
Here we are, going into turn 9. Oh, we've seen a few go off the track there. And they might want to take a look at the floor of the car there, because that won't do it any good.
Overtake available.
If I can get Antonelli back onto the gearbox of Oscar.
Recharge on.
Copy.
No, you'd get a warning for that. Max is hauling us in, look. Took 3 seconds out of Kimi on that last lap. If I can get Antonelli back onto the back of Piastri, then the servant will be able to haul in Ricciardo pretty comfortably. I think you get 2 corner cuts before you get a black and white flag for the third one, and then after that, you get a penalty.
Tyre management, everything's good.
Copy, okay.
Copy. Copy.
And recharge on. Copy.
Oh yeah, a blatant corner cut that's going to give you an advantage. They can penalise you for that. Kansas track limits.
Copy.
Okay, so we just need to get into that management.
Copy.
And that is Verstappen on our gearbox.
Yeah, he did get DRS.
He's going to be looking to come through pretty quickly.
Just give us some tyre feedback.
Need to recharge Antonelli's battery, but I don't think we can really realistically expect to hold Max back, which means we are a pit stop down at the moment, but his tyres are hard and they're at 87%,
So happy with this management at the moment.
and we're about to go on to softs when our pit window opens. This is the Brabham way of trying to defend. Just go side by side so that no one can get past. And we're onto the back of Ricciardo, which is nice. Perez finally hits the pits. He's onto a set of hard tyres. Oh, Norris managed to sneak through.
No harm done. Verstappen now the car behind.
Yeah, he managed to sneak ahead of Max, and then we were kind of a sitting duck without DRS there. Oh, he's pushing. Look how he swung around that corner. That's a battery deployment on the exit, if ever there was.
Copy.
But we have the DRS and we have the slipstream, more importantly.
He has DRS.
Now we can try and box him in.
Keep your head down.
There we go.
Charge the pack.
Lap 29. We've got to go lap 28 for Kimi.
So happy to push.
He has
now.
better tyre wear, so he needs to be running the longer stint on the softs. Just take a little bit of pressure off Oscar. Hopefully Oscar can at least stay on the back of Ricciardo, if not get in front of him. Norris is about to sweep on through into the lead. There he goes.
It's just a lot of confidence.
Okay, so let's just get head down now.
Oh, it's going to be close for Ricciardo. Did he get the DRS? No, he didn't. Good.
Box.
Copy box now.
Box this lap.
Copy.
Use overtake.
Overtake is available.
And hopefully I can give Piastri the DRS hit.
We must increase the level of lift and coast. So as much tyre calling as you can manage, please.
Copy. Pit lane.
Yeah, that's not Antonelli saying pit lane. Don't know who it is, but it's certainly not Kimi. Oh, nice. Very nice. 1.803. That is a new personal best for us. That's a new fastest lap of the season. And just 3 thousandths away from the world record set by McLaren in 23. Brings us out in P14.
So that's currently P14.
Hell of a lap. Hell of a stop.
Gap ahead 2.5. Signs behind. Gap 3.5.
So Antonelli is up 8 places from where he started, having just stopped. And we're on very good tyres now for the rest of the race with him.
Suggest increased LICO.
Oscar pit lane.
Ricciardo boxing this lap as well. .0 and a little delay, waiting for the Mercedes to go through.
Keep an eye on your mirrors, please.
Ooh, excuse me. Kimi's going to go through. There he is. Might even get overtaken by Sainz into turn 1 here.
This is P13, Oscar.
Yep.
He's 1.3 behind.
The car behind is now Sainz.
But we'll be in that dirty air, so we'll get our tyres up to temperature very quickly. Might even overtake him before the end of the lap at this rate.
You can put recharge off. Copy.
Alright, so how far off the lead are we? Oh, 25 seconds. Yeah. That's the undercut for you.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Again, that's not Kimi.
Overtaking is very, very difficult.
Plenty to play for.
Use the overtake button.
Copy.
Piastri's going to have the quicker of the two laps here, I think, simply because he has that DRS for the first half of the lap, nearly.
Currently P13, I believe.
And there we go, personal best for Oscar. Tyres still not fully up to temperature yet. Nor Kimi's. Now Kimi's going to get the DRS.
Currently at P12. So Stroll.
Oh, Stroll trying to block us on the corner exit there. That cost us a little bit of momentum. Oscar does set the new fastest lap. 1:16.9. It was half a second, 0.6 quicker than Charles Leclerc's effort. How you doing, safety clerk?
Nice job. Gap ahead 1.8.
Time for the obligatory housekeeping. If you are enjoying the stream, then please drop a like. If you are not yet subscribed, then consider subscribing as well. And be sure to hit the bell to be notified every time I go live. A reminder as well that the DHL logo video is now live as well. So please do check that out once the stream's done.
Look good. Currently P10. And next car now is Sonoda. So gap ahead of 1.1.
Pack is low.
Recharge on. Nice job. Gap ahead 2.2.
Now, Antonelli in the ascendancy at the moment. Closing in on the back of Ayumu Iwasa. Oscar chasing down Stoffel and Bourchier. Norris 3.5 seconds ahead of both Williams drivers. Gasly with a little bit of an issue.
Your recharge on is good.
Well, that's a battery issue.
Nice job. Currently P7. L1 ahead of. Gap 2.9.
With the slipstream and the pace in the car and the tyres, we should get Iwasa at the end of the first sector. Might even get Porsche here. Yes, we do. Very nice.
Recharge on.
Sweet.
Great work, Oscar. We can have recharge on now.
I will be putting the next season livery poll up on the channel tonight as well. Within an hour or so of the stream having finished, hopefully sooner than that.
Yeah, okay.
That vote will be open for a few days until
Nice.
Nice work, Oscar.
till the end of this season, and then obviously the day after that we'll be starting at Ferrari. So come the end of that Abu Dhabi stream, we'll be actually selecting the livery at that point. So you'll have some time.
Time management looks okay.
I will link each option's Reddit post as well, so you can see the image in a bit more detail as to what each car looks like. And we have caught Esteban Ocon.
Charge the pack.
Just 11 seconds off Norris now. Ocon has definitely dropped away after his early stint performance.
Currently still on plan.
Yeah,
And is that a Ferrari that's about to be lapped? I think it is. That is Mori.
Ocon ahead. Gap 0.4. Keep your head down.
So the Ferrari lapped at the half distance point. So we get past Iwasa.
Okay, recharge on is good. Focus on recharge.
Still need to do a little bit more fuel saving as well. Let's go ahead and get that started now.
More lift and coast.
Next car is Sonoda.
Gap 0.7. Okay, we don't want to lose too much time.
I am trying.
Still nicely in the peak confidence, and that's about to max out again. Lovely stuff.
Overtake available.
Evening, Tony. Oh, Ferrari holds up Tsunoda there, and that gives us a nice little chance to break away quickly. 2.5 seconds to Albon. And we have dropped Ocon before the DRS detection point. Very nice. Gasly is the next car up. And Max has caught and passed Norris. Norris's tyres struggling a little bit now. How's the race going? Really well, considering we started from the pit lane. I was a little worried about our potential pace tonight, and then we started Q1 with the wrong engine parts in, and still were very, very quick. So, swapped them out at the end of the session, necessitating a pit lane start, and yeah, here we are, currently looking very strong indeed. We still have one more stop to go, as does the rest of the grid. We can be much more aggressive with our tyres. How you doing, Adrian? Or in terms of tyre selection, not with the tyres themselves. Piastri has just about caught Alex Albon.
Car ahead is Albon.
0.9.
In fact, he is in DRS range.
Still plenty of opportunities.
And through goes Oscar up into P7. 4 seconds to Ocon.
Oscar, well done.
Currently P7.
Make
Car
that
ahead
3
is
seconds.
Ocon. Oscar, suggest reduce a bit, lift and coast.
Gasly car ahead. So gap ahead 1 second.
Yes. Yeah, time running out for Kimi to try and win the title.
So that is P5. So
Ooh, Ocon in the pits.
Gasly ahead 0.4.
Not this race, no. Piastri can't win it tonight, but he can make it very, well, it's already very difficult, but he can make it even harder. Antonelli basically needs to win every race and hope that Piastri drops quite a lot of points. He's down 80-something points. And we worked out it's like 146 points available, I think, if for winning every race, the sprints, and the fastest laps. So Ocon out in 16th. Antonelli 2.5 seconds away from Norris and Leclerc now. Piastri 4 seconds to Gasly. And our pace is very nice, as Leclerc and Norris both box. Gasly coming in as well.
So Gasly.
Oh, a little bit slow on the rear wheel there for Norris. Good stop for Gasly. He will come out behind Norris still. So we still have the fastest stop with that blistering 1.803. Our new personal best. Fastest of anybody this year. And just 3 thousandths behind the all-time record of 1.80. But McLaren's setting Qatar in 2023. And that puts us second and third. We're closing in on Max at 2.5 seconds-ish a lap. He'll be going a little while yet. Don't know if he'll have the tyre wear to go onto a set of softs. He might do. He might have to go mediums. If he goes softs, he might have to do some gentle massaging of the tyres to get them to go the distance. Ricciardo gets ahead of Albon. Where is Charles? There is Charles in 8th place. Do I think they'll stop updating this game after a time? I think they've already stopped. We haven't had a patch in a couple of months. I don't think we're going to get another one. In fact, let me have a look. So, let's see. Information. Last update was the 4th of December. So yeah, there you go. It's been 2 months. More than 2 months. So we're not getting another one by the look of it. Pace is dropping off a little bit now that the tyres have dipped below 60%.
And if you could just give us tyre feedback.
It's pretty, par for the course with Frontier, unfortunately. They just haven't given this series the time and attention it needs. The first game only got 3 months of support. Second game got a little bit more because they released it earlier in the year. So it got like 4, maybe 5 months of support. This one, again, they stopped in December, like they did the year before and the year before that. So, the reason for the previous 2 was because they were working on the next game. I don't know if there is going to be a next game. The rumours are out there that the franchise has been cancelled and that, 25 isn't going to happen. I hope it does, because otherwise it's pretty poor that they've left the game in the state it's in if they're not doing another one. And they still haven't fixed the DRS bug that's been in the game since day one for Melbourne and Hungary. Seven-tenths of a second taken out of Verstappen this lap. Paces Leclerc doing 1:18s. He's quick when he gets clean air. No, nothing's been confirmed. There was, emails and stuff that was supposedly accurate that, the game had been cancelled, but nothing official has been stated from either Formula One or Frontier. So there is still a slim hope that the series will run another year, but the biggest mistake they made was making this an annual franchise. I said that from day one before they even released the first game. I said I really hope it's not an annual franchise game, because if it is, it will end up not getting the time and attention it needs, and that's proved to be exactly the point that I made all those years and months ago. Almost 3 years ago when they announced the first one. When am I going to do some ATS? I'm going to get the PC fired back up again this weekend for the first time in a couple of months.
It's not going to be long now, mate.
Copy.
Stoffel's issue is back.
Deployment didn't work.
Problems with the battery again. And we are now just 2.5 seconds behind Verstappen. Max getting very close to a pit stop. There is Kimi. Evening, Farrah. How long have you been lurking? Do I have any DLCs for it? Yes, I do. Thanks to Farrah and Wayne. Oh, Max is in. Okay, so is he going softs or is he going mediums? He's going soft. Fault for Valtteri. That wasn't a particularly quick stop for Williams, but it was clean. Going to feed out behind Gasly when they get through turn 1, but ahead of Yuki Tsunoda and Norris and Ocon. And we can expect Verstappen to get those tyres fired up very quickly and get past Gasly very quickly. But everyone who has stopped is going to the end. We've still got a few needing to stop. Ricardo, us, Tsunoda, Stroll, Sargent, Lawson, Perez, Petit, and are all needing to stop again. Murray's going to the end, or should do, unless he locks up and scuffs his tyres up. Going to be Max's flying lap attempt, I think. Ocon just went purple in the middle. There's an issue for Petit. Norris sets the fastest lap. What was that? I missed it. 116.5. Yeah, 4/10 quicker. But when we set our fastest lap, we weren't even really going on full attack. We were just using the battery. We can do fuel and tyres.
Lift off end of straight.
Copy.
And then put it beyond doubt.
Copy.
Box.
Is it possible to win the World Championship with Sophia Flörsch?
Copy.
I don't know. Maybe. If you build a good enough car, yes. And you train her up enough, because her baseline stats are not good.
Box this lap.
Copy, box.
Right, Max did not get fastest lap. He got held up a little bit too much. 117.3. I'm not going to take any chances. I'm going to box Oscar this lap, I think. He's under pressure, actually,
Box
from Charles Leclerc, who's caught him.
Copy, box.
Didn't even see Leclerc that close. I've been too busy looking at lap times and sectors.
Yeah.
So we're going to be a pit stop behind Charles Leclerc. As Lawson makes his final stop, in comes Oscar. Can we get a sub 1.8? No. But maybe Antonelli's mechanics can do it.
P8. Ahead of you is Lando.
9.4 seconds ahead.
Car behind is Albon.
Okay. 25 seconds to make up. Oh, and a fault for Gasly.
Quite a lot of clipping.
Right, into the pits comes Kimi.
Pit lane.
.2. That's our slowest stop of the day. He's going to come out behind Norris and he'll be comfortably ahead of Piastri.
That's currently P7. So Norris is the next car. Gap ahead, 3.8 seconds. Next car behind is Piastri.
Max's tyres down to 85%.
Copy.
Perez still needs to stop again. So does Ricciardo. So does Sargent. That's it. Just those three. So apart from those three, we will have the freshest tyres of anybody.
Push.
Copy.
Use overtake.
Copy.
There is Perez boxing.
Tyre temperatures are good. Tyre temperatures look good. Copy.
Comes out behind us. Piastri took a second out of Kimi Antonelli just down the main straight there. But did not go purple in the first because no DRS. Should go purple in the middle. And then hopefully purple in the final sector as well.
We think there's still opportunities here.
You got fastest lap.
And there's a 1:15.6. Nearly 4 seconds quicker than the leaders there. 3.5 seconds quicker than Max. 5 seconds quicker than Gasly.
So Oscar, we can look after this tyre.
Copy.
.4. There are opportunities ahead.
Let's push on hard. Close up to him.
Ooh, that was scary with Ricciardo boxing.
Hack is low.
Copy. Overtaking is very, very difficult.
No harm done. Remember, recharge.
Copy.
There we go, purple first sector. This is going to be a very quick lap for Kimi.
Tyres are just coming to the window.
Copy.
Or whoever that was.
Then behind that is Piastri. Gap 2.3. Keep your head down.
Purple in the middle. He's going to get DRS at the end of the lap as well. A rocket ship of a lap.
fastest man on track.
On 14.2. Beautiful stuff.
Yes, let's go.
Solid work. So this is currently P5. So Gasly car ahead. Ahead 4.2. And if you can just cool the tyres as much as you can.
Copy.
So really look after these tyres.
Copy.
Charge the pack.
All right, 2 seconds the gap. And closing. And that was 5 seconds quicker than Leclerc last lap. 5.2 to Max. 4.3 to Ocon.
Gap ahead 1.8.
Yeah, took a huge bite out of everybody in front there, but it's unsustainable pace. 15 laps to go. And we are pretty well placed. Norris is pushing to try and get back in the DRS. Not sure if he managed it or not. No, he didn't. Not quite.
So go ahead now, Gasly. Up ahead 0.7.
And this should be a very straightforward pass.
So we're really happy with what you're doing on tyre management.
Piastri closing in on Norris, took a second out of him on that lap. We have a yellow flag. Joe has had an accident somewhere.
So car ahead now is Ocon. Gap 2.3.
He's going to be driving for Ferrari next year. Don't have any say in that, they've already signed him.
Man, I'm out, guys.
That was clumsy. He says he's out, but I don't think he is.
So you got tyre for Barrett. Look out for debris.
See if he boxes. Oh, he's carrying on. Still close enough to get the DRS off the back of the Haas. I think that's Lawson. Yeah, it's Lawson.
Lawson has blue flags.
And there we go. We have DRS and slipstream on the back of Ocon.
Ocon ahead. Ahead 0.2. Overtake available.
And another yellow flag, and that's Yuki Tsunoda.
There's a lot of debris.
Has he had a coming together
There
with
has been an
Stroll?
incident, and it looks to be the Mercedes.
No, with Ricciardo.
Yeah, I go.
And you can
Not a
just
happy
feel
honey
the
badger.
frustration from the team watching on the monitors.
So that's going to be damage to both, I think. Let's have a look at Sonoda. His tyres might have taken a little bit of a knock there. It's hard to tell.
Gap ahead, 0.4.
His car actually looks all right. And is that a hole in the rear wing? Yeah, it's got a hole in his rear wing, so that's him screwed. Ricciardo's picked up the penalty for that, and he's got pretty significant front wing damage, I think. His tyres are okay. Yeah, big chunk of the front wing missing, look.
This is good.
Antonelli is through on Esteban Ocon.
Just ahead of yourself. Gap ahead, 4.5.
And Oscar has caught the back of Lando. So Ricciardo into the pits to serve the penalty. And they're going to change that front wing as well.
Ahead of you is Lando. 0.8.
Decent stop,
Deep breath.
all things considered.
And recharge should be on.
Copy.
Antonelli now 3 seconds clear of Gasly and Ocon. As Oscar makes the move on Lando.
Sweet.
Well done, Oscar, really good. Far ahead is Ocon.
Let's get Lawson out of the way quickly with blue flags. Joe has a fault.
Copy.
Make sure we get the pack back.
Copy, box.
There we go, straight into the DRS of Ocon. Antonelli, meanwhile, hunting down Verstappen. Will he get the DRS? It'll be tight. Be very tight. Might have just missed it.
Gap ahead at 1.1.
Yeah, just missed it. He's close enough to harvest now.
Car ahead is Ocon. 0.9. Plenty to play for. Pack is high.
Copy.
Can we get past Gasly here?
Recharge on. Copy.
Into the final 10 laps.
Use overtake.
Copy.
Go around the outside. See if we can get back onto Ocon. Or he scampers away. Not going to get him in this zone, but maybe at the end of the lap if we're lucky.
Nice. Good job.
Have the tyre wear.
.5.
Going to go for another fastest lap attempt here.
Overtake is available. So let's start closing up that gap.
Ferrari jumps out of the way.
Nice job. Currently P2. So Leclerc car ahead.
And it holds up briefly, Verstappen.
Lovely stuff.
Yeah, we're not going to beat the fastest lap.
Next
Piastri is
start
through.
Verstappen.
So let's just sit here.
So let's just keep these tyres in good condition.
For a couple of laps and then try and bolt away.
Let's go flat out.
Thought as we were getting towards our first round of stops that Piastri might have scampered away from Antonelli, given how much harder it was for Antonelli to cut through the traffic in that first stint. But once again, he's showing his class today.
I am right.
Oh, yellow flag. Brief one. Not a safety car.
Let's
It's
have
a
look
lock-up
at
for
it.
Petit. I've been waiting
Now
for that
we're
all
just
race.
proceeding through turn 4. The wheels just lock up there. They took a gamble and it was just too late.
Recharge button on.
Well, can we get Oscar onto the podium? Should be able to. 4 seconds the gap. Tyre wear's pretty close.
Okay, we have blue flags.
Recharge on.
Okay, recharge on.
We'll try and break away on this lap if we can.
So happy to drop lift and coast.
Pack is low.
And then move into turn 1.
Nice job, really nice job.
And that is Logan Sargent. Getting lapped. Ricardo up next. Piastri's taken about a second out of Max this lap so far. Oh, 14.9. 3.5 seconds quicker.
And if we could just do a little bit more lift and coast.
And that's a 2.5 second gap, and that should hopefully be enough. And he took 4/10 out of Verstappen on that lap. Ooh. Bit of a worry.
Tyre and plan update.
6 laps to go. 3 seconds gap.
Okay.
Oh, wow, Leclerc is responding. Look, he's got the gap down. We have the tyres.
laps remaining.
And the gap's gone back up again. Very nice. And maybe half a second taken out of Max. That Williams is very quick in the straight line. Taking a gamble here. I'm going to just go for it to see if I can get into his DRS.
Suggest reduce a bit, lift and coast.
And then I can rebuild and prep for the last lap or two. But as they say, if you take a swing at the king, you best not miss. If we don't get him, then we're going to be in trouble, because he'll start to pull away with a couple of laps to go and we'll have nothing to respond.
Time management all good so far.
4 laps remaining.
$19.4. Leclerc's beaten.
1.7.
Gap's up to 4 seconds now.
We don't want to lose too much time.
It's all about whether or not we can catch Max here. We're not going to catch Leclerc. But it's a nice improvement from the pit lane where we started, so can't grumble about it too much. And the gap in points will help Antonelli keep his slim title hopes alive.
Okay, recharge on is good.
Copy.
Oh, he did manage to get there.
Key thing is to keep
Now we
the
have to
tyre
stay
in
here.
good shape. Keep the tyre in good shape.
Copy.
Car ahead is Verstappen.
3 laps remaining.
There's still opportunities here.
3 remaining.
119.8. Max is going to start turning it up this lap, I think. We need to sit behind and then just try and push on the final lap.
Recharge on.
Yep.
Oscar, suggest reduce a bit, lift and coast.
Yep.
Recharge on.
Yep.
Okay, keep looking after the tyre.
Oh, an escalation for Valtteri.
I'm struggling with deployment.
He's had some rotten luck with reliability this season. Antonelli's now nearly 8 seconds ahead of Charles Leclerc.
2 laps to go.
Copy.
This is going to be a very comfortable win for the young Italian.
Fuel is okay.
Overtaking is very, very difficult.
Still plenty of opportunities. Recharge on.
Copy.
Oscar, you can reduce the LICO slightly.
Copy.
So Oscar, we can look after this tyre.
Copy.
Recharge on is good.
Yep.
You don't need to take any risks.
Yep.
Here we go. Final lap.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Okay, maximum pace.
Five seconds to Leclerc. I don't think we can get him, but we'll see what we can do.
Sweet.
We should at least pull clear of Max.
Car ahead is Leclerc.
Okay, maximum pace now, maximum pace.
If we had another lap's worth of tyres, I think we'd have been fine. I think we would have got him. As it is, it's going to be third place for Oscar. Antonelli wins. Leclerc will take second place ahead of Oscar Piastri.
They're not just here to take part, they're here to win.
What an amazing finish to a thrilling race. It's a real testament to their skill.
That is
and
a
the
real
team's
last to
engineering.
first. 22nd on the grid, starting from the pit lane to win the race. Oscar started 21st, finished in third. Charles Leclerc in second, splitting the difference. Max in the end has to settle for fourth place. Ocon in fifth, and it's Gasly in sixth, Norris in seventh, Porsche is eighth. Gets some points again. At time, Albon will take ninth. Stroll is going to take the final point position in 10th. Then it'll be Iwasa, Van Dorn under pressure from Sainz. Can Sainz get him hit? Just shuts him down. This is the last chance to have a lunge. It's such a short run to the line. It will be Stoffel from Sainz, then Yuki Tsunoda, Valtteri Bottas, Daniel Ricciardo. Disappointing race for him, down in 16th place. Then it's Logan Sargent, Guan Yu Zhou, Alpine a little off the boil today. Then it's Haas with Lawson and Perez, and then Petit ahead of Murray. A very long way down the order.
Formula One's newest team, shattering all expectations here.
Incredible. That was a really well-deserved win. They got their race strategy absolutely spot on.
A great display of team spirit there, as everyone finally gets the chance to share this moment. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
I doubt they could be much happier. A win and a podium place. What a great way to round out the weekend.
Let's see if the border
And that's it.
are
here in
delighted
Mexico
with a
City.
double podium, or if they're
Coming
only
up in the
happy
next
because
round
we didn't
is
get a
the Sao
1-2.
Paulo Grand Prix as we head to Brazil. Join us next time at Interlagos.
Confirmation then of the final result. A win and a fastest lap for Kimi Antonelli. Maximum points for him today is exactly what he needed. Oscar has dropped some points. The gap has come down by 11. But I don't know if that'll be enough. Leclerc is second, picks up 18 points today ahead of Max and Ocon. Gasly, Norris, we've already gone through the rest of the grid. Notable climbs, you can see Albon up 5 places, 7 places gained for Stroll in the end. 4 places for Stoffel. A lot of places lost for Valtteri and Ricciardo, both down in 11 places there. Ferrari doing what they usually do, and that's go backwards. Both of them lapped twice at the end. In the driver's standings then, 399 points now for Oscar Piastri. The gap is 75 points with 4 rounds and 2 sprints still to go. So it's still mathematically possible for Antonelli to win the title, but it is going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky. Has got those 8 wins, 13 podiums against 6 wins and 17 podiums. Let's not forget the results that Oscar got at the start of the season. In fact, we'll do a little bit of mental maths at the end and see where they would be if we take out Oscar's results from the first 5 races. Leclerc is third. He's pulling away now from Max. It was very close between them for a while. Gap now 31 points. I think Leclerc is going to stay in third now. But it's been a monster season for Max, who has finally won a race, as you can see, this year. After 3 years with no wins. 7 podiums for him this year as well. It's been a monster season for Williams compared to where they were last year, with just 2 points for Max all year, finishing 22nd and last in the standings. Norris is a distant P5 on 174, coming under pressure from Ocon. Gap now just 10 points as it's come down by another 4 today. Gasly trailing a little bit in 7th on 148. George is still in P8 on 104 points. I don't think he is going to get caught. Not at this stage now. Valtteri in 9th. Pourchaire back up into the top 10 with his 4 points, moving above Carlos Sainz. Logan Sargent sits in 12th. Then it's Albon in 13th. Zhou in 14th. 15th for Yuki Tsunoda, down 1 place thanks to Albon moving up. And Stroll up into 16th place ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. Then it's Ayumu Iwasa, Stoffel Van Dorn, Sergio Perez, then the non-scorers, Liam Lawson, Marcel Mori, Sylvain Petit. Into the constructors' standings, we are long-time already crowned champions on 827 points now. Red Bull up to 448, have stretched away a little bit more over Williams. That is very much advantage them. They have a 47-point lead now going into the final 4 rounds. To hang on against Williams. McLaren are a distant 4th place. They're not going to catch, but they're not going to be caught. They will have to settle for 4th place on 221. Alpine in 5th on 77. Then it's Mercedes in 6th on 59. 4 points behind is Sauber on 55. RB on 52. Very tight in that sort of lower midfield there. Aston on 41 points. Haas with those 2 points from Checo. And Ferrari still 0 and the only team yet to score. Let's take a look at the pit stops. There it is, that blisteringly quick time, 1.803. Blew the rest of the competition out of the water, but unfortunately we couldn't get the second car in there. A bit of a shame. Alpine get a car nice and high there thanks to the Logan Sargent stop. RB get 2 cars in the top 10 in 3rd and 6th. Good points for them today, 23 points gained. Aston pick up some decent points with Alex Albon in 4th and Stoffel in 10th. Then McLaren gets some points with Lando. Williams get 2 cars in the points for 6. No points for Red Bull today. No points for Ferrari either. So standings look like this. We are 189 points clear. Don't think we've quite mathematically won this competition, but we are almost there if we haven't already. And let's think. It's 4 rounds. I think we've just done it. Let me break out the calculator. Hang on, I can do this in my head. 43 times 2 is 86. Makes that 172. Yeah, we are winners. We have won the competition. We cannot be caught. Very, very close. But we have just mathematically done it, which is fantastic news. So that is guaranteed mass income coming at the end of the season from that. Very, very nice indeed. McLaren on 310 points are looking pretty comfortable in 2nd. They are a long way ahead of Ferrari. 83 points clear. Red Bull in 4th place, just 13 behind Ferrari. And Mercedes on 203. Not that much further back either. They're only a further 11 points back. So it's anybody's guess as to who's going to take 3rd at this stage with 4 rounds to go. A lot of points still up for grabs. Haas sitting in 6th place, just ahead of Alpine, who've closed the gap up to just 3 points now. Then it's Aston with 97. RB up one into ninth with 87. Williams, unfortunately, haven't had the consistency this season in terms of pit stops. They're on 83. Sauber bottom with 12. And there are the stops. Look at that. 2 identical stops there for Oscar, both 2.075. Very, very nice. Just wish they'd been just a fraction quicker because we only just missed out. You see, it was 2.007. We missed out there by 7 hundredths of a second with Oscar's car. And then, what did you say about that stop? Almost a world record. Brilliant. Brilliant stop. Both drivers do hit their sponsor targets, which was pretty straightforward, not going to lie. So that's another 1.95 added to the bank. Good to get some extra cash. We do like those millions. Ooh, bit of a yawn there, sorry about that. Right, we have 4 days to go until Brazil. Let's get some housekeeping done out of the way so that we can go straight into practice on Monday when we come back. That's what the car looks like on paper, but we know that that's not accurate because there'll be cars that need to replace some parts. And we are one of them. 3 parts have failed there on Kimi's car. Let's fix those now. New side pod, new underfloor, and a new suspension. There we go. Medium risk, on the wings and the chassis. We're at high risk on the underfloor there, medium on the suspension, side pods, and the wings. So, yeah, they're going to go probably after Brazil, all of those parts. And quite possibly all 3 of those parts will go as well. All right, back to the inbox. We have a new ATR period to split onto research. October. Let's see. RB have finally stopped working on chassis and are now working on front wings. They did like 3 chassis in a row. And they're having a tough season, below where they expected to be. But, they're not horrible. Driver development update. Let's see how drivers have improved this month. A point gained in defending for Kimi. No gains for Oscar. And that is that. Right, let's go to our slots. We don't have any slots free yet. We're going to have to wait till after Brazil because we've got 4 projects on the go already. We still have another underfloor yet to go. So we'll have another spare underfloor. Let's get the pit crew training done. So fatigue's quite high. Oh, there's a good chance we'll make some mistakes in Brazil then. It's the unfortunate downside of the last day of the month being a race day. We don't need to worry about car building anymore this year. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll pump in a full day of speed training there. And can I get away with a full day here? I can. There we go. Very nice. Ooh, it's going to be a wet sprint. Wet qualifying as well for the sprint, and wet normal qualifying. So the only thing that's going to be dry is going to be race day, potentially. I mean, it's light rain, so it might not affect sprint quali. It might not affect quali or the sprint that badly. We'll have to see. But yeah, not ideal. Brazil's tricky enough as it is without the weather playing silly buggers with us as well. At least we have a decent weather center now. Suspension sim has now flipped to the point where it needs to be fixed. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and hit that upgrade now. 40 days, that'll be ready for the start of the new season. As will the suspension sim upgrade, that'll be a month away. And the design center will be ready for the start of the new season as well. Excellent stuff. Car part test center's fine. Factory will need a refurb. Can't afford an upgrade on that, I don't think. Team hub and race sim. Race sim will need a refurb. Scouting department, we'll leave that at that. Memorabilia room needs a refurb. It's another 640,000. Yeah, we're going to need that for our sponsors. That's 6 days. Tour Center will need a refurb after Brazil as well. That'll be nice and cheap, 15 grand. Yeah, there we go. That's all we need to worry about in that respect. So we've got 1.2 mil plus the money we make from Brazil, which will be another 2 mil. So that'll be the money that we'll have to split onto a couple of new aero research projects when we come back from Brazil. There is our spare underfloor. And that is it for tonight's racing. Before we go, I will once again show you those that new look livery that I've created today. Tutorial video is now live on the channel, so if you are wanting to make it yourself, you've got a nice step-by-step guide that you can have a look at. There we go. DHL as an official team sponsor. And it does look very nice as a race car. So that is going to be one of your two choices. Or one of your three choices, actually, because we'll throw the official Cadillac livery that I put together in there as well. But you'll have a choice between the DHL car, the Cadillac car, and the FedEx car as your choice as to what livery this team will run next year once we are gone. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's race. If you have, please drop a like on the stream. If you're new, why not consider subscribing as well? And be sure to hit the bell for notifications each and every time I go live. I will be back on Monday with round 21 when we head to Sao Paulo for the Brazilian Grand Prix. So enjoy your weekend. Until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.